Hearing will come to order. I am Congressman Steve Cohen, the ranking member. The chair is involved in a markup in another committee, and he's not being pushed for speaker. But he'd make a great speaker, wouldn't he? Tell him I said that. But thank you all for attending this hearing, an important issue. On October 7, Israel experienced a terrorist attack from Hamas that was brutal, inhuman, and has caused the world to concentrate on the Middle East. The world needs to be looking at what's going on in the Middle East and for the awful, horrific deaths that Hamas caused. And I've been to meetings this week with families of victims and a victim who appeared at the Jewish President's Conference. America is pretty well united behind Israel, and that's commendable and good, and as should be the case. But there's parallels between Israel and Ukraine and Hamas and Russia. And those parallels are pretty clear to anybody that looks at this issue and the players with a objective eye. But a lot of people, particularly in Congress, some people in Congress aren't looking at it that way. And Congress was pretty much united behind supporting Israel with military aid and all other types of aid, except for a few members of the squad. But there are quite a few people who are not for supporting aid to Ukraine. And that's really sad because Ukraine is an independent nation, as is Israel, sovereign nation, that's having its integrity threatened, attacked. Russia's no different than Hamas in the case of what they've done in attacking a sovereign nation and wanting to commit genocide. Hamas has in their charter that they want to remove all the Jews from the Mediterranean to the Jordan River, and they have some pretty awful things to say about Jewish people in general, that they are slime and characters and bad people. And they would like to see, I think, all the Jews in the world destroyed, killed. Russia's basically done the same thing in Ukraine. They don't think Ukraine exists, and they are non-state, and they believe that the Ukrainians, they've done all the aspects of a genocide, taking the children, destroying cultural sites, you name it. So there's so many parallels, and the support should be there for Ukraine as well, as we should be a country, as we've been over the years, supporting democracy, supporting the rule of law, and supporting nations that are being attacked by countries that don't respect the rule of law and don't respect borders and respect basically what the UN's about and what OSCE was formed for, the Helsinki Accords. That there are countries that have geographic integrity and they should not be interfered with. So we hope we can have funding for both Ukraine and Israel, and there'll be a package the President's going to propose to do that because they are parallel situations. I know Chairman Wilson shares my views on both Israel and Ukraine. I look forward to hearing ideas today for new initiatives and insights into the problems that we have from our distinguished witnesses. I appreciate the ambassador being here. She's been a stalwart for Ukraine and done a marvelous job. We welcome Mr. Benjamin here as well, Deputy Chief of Mission from the Embassy of Israel, for his opening remarks. And I heard you at the President's conference at the I Street 6th and I Synagogue, and you were spectacular. Thank you for meeting with the group and representing the ambassador. Following the remarks of the embassy's representatives here, we'll hear from our witnesses, Jamil Jaffer, founder and executive director of the National Security Institute at George Mason. Then hear from Dr. Jonathan Schanzer, Senior Vice President of the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, who literally wrote the book on Hamas and has been a great friend of this commission for some time. And finally, we'll hear from Dr. Dan Twining, President of the International Republican Institute. So thank each of you for coming here, for your interest in this subject. Nothing is closer to my heart and should be close to everybody's in America's heart. That I yield to the other commissioners for remarks. Nobody seeks recognition. With that, I recognize the ambassador, Ambassador Markarova.